I think that I'm a designer, mainly because when I talk to people or mention that I invent things, I think they immediately have a perception that I wear a white coat and I spend a lot of time in a shed and I'm kind of a sort of eccentric figure. So I prefer designer because I think it has notions of being slightly more refined and cooler, frankly. To be an inventor or a designer, you have to be quite single-minded and quite persistent. And I think that that will come from a vision, having a purpose in mind that's above just creating the next things. The ethos was about working with teachers and pupils to come up with simple solutions that can help kids to be in the best state to learn, trying to help people to fulfill their potential. And I kind of want to create products that do that kind of thing as well, so help you to be at your best. For example, the chair pad bag that I designed was very much, you know, kids fidgeting around, and then it was observing one pupil who hung his bag up over the back of the chair, and he could reach all his books and things, and everybody else had to get up and go across the classroom, and he just went, and he had his book, and I thought that's very smart. And then you kind of think, well, could you incorporate some sort of padding in that, and then bang, an idea comes out of that just because you've observed something. You hang your school bag over the back of the chair. You can then reach all your bits and pieces, your equipment for the day. But the smart part is it folds out cushioning over the backrest and the seat of the chair there, which makes it more comfortable and makes you less likely to want to fidget and move around. One of the things is kids need to stay hydrated to be able to focus and concentrate. And if you're dehydrated, that falls off. So parents and schools are saying, bring a bottle of water in, drink a bottle of water, at least a bottle of water a day. But I was finding that kids were forgetting. So one of the first things I came up with was, how can you remind kids to have a bottle of water, take it out, have it on their desk, sit in front of them all day? And you look around the classroom, the one thing that's on all of their desks is a pencil case. You know, they need their stationery for working. So then you kind of think, well, is there a way of combining the stationery holder with the water bottle so that they're always then got water in front of them as well as the stationery? And it's a reminder, I'm working, I need water. The great thing about schools is the kids will tell you exactly what they think about something. They don't hold back. So you can get some very honest feedback from kids as to whether it's any good. Good inventions or good ideas come about from mixing together different industries or different ideas or things that have come from different places and mashing them together. So I think it's useful to be interested in things and to be noticing things. The heated plates that I had the idea for, the technology existed and people were just warming their hands with the devices, and then you look for other applications and other problems that exist. You know, in my case it was patients in hospital spending a long time eating their food, and their food cools down and they're eating cold food, and you kind of think, how can you keep that, you know, solve that problem and keep more heat in their plate? And then you've got these technologies and it just kind of crosses over. I find designing things really hard, to be honest, and I usually try and get the consensus, firstly, of the people that I work with and my friends and anybody who will listen to me. You know, it's a real pain for me to see, because you're always compromising on things and then you end up getting a solution, but you always know the things that you could have done and the avenues you could have gone down. So I find it quite painful, but I do that, and then I guess you start to know whether it's good or not as to whether it works, and that's where working with department stores or going and giving it to somebody that's actually going to use it will start to inform you as to whether you've done a good job or not. I actually think it's quite easy to have an idea. The hardest part is getting the idea through to the market, and a lot fall down just because of the passion of the inventor overrides the sense that they have that there's actually a place for it in the market or people are actually going to want it. So it's difficult because you get swept up in an enthusiasm, but oh my God, that's amazing, no one's ever done that before. And then there might actually be a reason why no one's actually done that before. If you've got a unique idea, sometimes you do need some protection to stop people from stealing that. But at the same time, you know, I think fewer people will steal your idea than you probably think, you know. And if it's really good and you're the first to the market with it, then you'll always be that person that was first to the market with it, and you'll always be able to point to it. The best inventors, I think, in the past have been able to to take the persistence that they have about a great idea, but figure out how to make it work well in a marketplace and take on board what people are telling them and make it a really great product. And I think that's the secret, because you do have to be quite single-minded, but I think you also need to have your ears open to how it can change and refine and, you know, be better.